Yeah. I really noticed when we booked this call, the mind was telling the story of all the things that I'm going to say to you and the questions that you're going to ask and what I'm going to reply to. And I should make notes on what I should ask you and all these different things. Yeah.
Always, always, always better to just come to a session like this clean and open, and
Yeah.
then we just watch what this does. Just watch what it does, but we
Yeah.
watch it together and we deal with it together because you're conscious and I'm conscious.
Mhm.
I'm not that and you're not that. Your mind might be going, blah, 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 and go, okay, let's challenge it together.
Yeah.
It's head it off, you know,
Mhm.
set it right, or, you know, whatever. Or send it packing, you know, whatever. Yeah. That I said earlier is really important. So the one thing that fuels thoughts is attention. Simple, unadulterated attention. Or, if you like, being conscious of. And it's time. If you know you're not in the mind and you're not what the mind is saying you are, it's time to shift the attention away from that and bring it back home in. It just, it's, after a while, you just realize it yourself. You go, fuck, what have I been doing? Like, and there's just a shift. You shift. Yeah. And you might experience the mind arcing up every now. It doesn't matter. Just shift it back. Shift, shift, shift. Yeah. Might be hard when you're in an argument with somebody, but
And then
if that's what's happening,
eventually,
that's what's happening.
yeah. And then I guess eventually it just you just totally lose any interest in the mind at all, and it's just you
What
never
you
shift you never
what
shift.
happened? Yeah, it's yeah, it becomes a tool.
Yeah.
It becomes a servant instead of the master.
Yeah.
It becomes a tool. It's a very creative tool. It's creative. That laptop that you're staring at popped up in the mind of somebody once. Just appeared in the mind of somebody. It's creative. Yeah. So, you know, you'll still respond to Zach when someone calls your name. You will. You'll still respond to Zach. I respond to Terence, whatever I'm being called. I'll respond to that. You'll still respond. But there's an underlying knowing or a knowing truth that is known all the time. And thou art that. It's, it's time to stop working out what you're not. Now start diving into what you are. And it's very difficult to dive into what you are unless you've got what you're not. Once you've worked out what you're not, it's much, much easier. Even though the mind might come into play a little bit, it doesn't have the hold on you like it used to. It's, the thinker is consciousness, by the way.
Everything is.
Yep. Yep. Now just come back to source.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to get back to source, you have to bypass, because source is non-dual and the mind is dual. So you in non-dual source with it. You can't. then there'd be two. There'd be the mind and source. I guarantee you, yeah, it wouldn't be source if there was two, mind and source. It's got to drop. Or that quietness that you've experienced. Perfect, perfect. That's the time to sit home. Don't walk around half drunk and going, oh, this is great. It's really quiet and fucking, this is amazing. Don't do that. Just, if it goes quiet, beautiful. Be quiet. Be the quietness. Be the stillness. Be the consciousness. And see what happens. But expect nothing. Because it would only be the mind that would be expecting something from, okay, I'm going to sit at home. Okay, I'm going to sit at home. And it's be wanting something. Or it wants a payoff from sitting at home. Totally. Expect nothing. Just sit home. Just sit home. And the mind, like I said, it'll arc up and go, oh, this is a bit boring, or fuck this, it's all there is, or it'll say all sorts of, yeah? Ignore it. Just stay home. That's it. You're doing good. You're doing good. You're doing good. You've seen a lot. You've seen a lot. A lot. Yeah. A little bit of mind there. Yeah, okay. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Who gives a shit what it says? Really?
Yeah.
You know? It is. Yes. You can't take it where you're going. You can't take it with you. Not until you get home. When you get home, then you can pick it up again later, whenever you like. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's got to be that gap. There's got to be that moment of just still and sit. And from there, from that stillness, you'll see the mind starting to stir again. You go, ah, there it is. Oh, check that out. But now you're doing it from home. You're not lost in it. Do you know? You understand the difference?
Yeah. Yeah. And I've heard you talk about the inner teacher too.
Yeah.
And I feel that happening too. Like I can feel the difference of
I can see
the
it.
inner teacher
Yeah.
saying that's a thought
Yep.
instead of
Yep.
that's a thought
Yep.
and get wrapped up in the rest of it.
I can see it already operating in you. It's there. You know, pretty much everything I've said, you've gone, yep, 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 yep. So you know. Just, yeah, that's all I got for you.
Yeah. No, I
Today, that's all I got for you, which I think is enough too, by the way.
Yeah. Good. Thank you.
You know,
Thank
yeah,
you.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Stay in touch. Let me know how you're getting on. If you want to chime in again, send me an email. Just shoot me an email
Absolutely.
saying you're available, blah, 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 and I'll make a time for you. Really good.
Okay. Thank you.
Really good. Yeah, yeah. If you bother, tip, yeah. If you find yourself getting caught up in the mind and then you recognize you've been caught up in the mind, pat yourself on the back for having recognized it. Do the opposite to what most people do. Most people go, oh, shit, I was caught up in the mind. They're straight away caught up in it. Don't do that.
Mhm.
When you
No.
catch yourself, oh, shit, I wasn't
Yeah.
attentive, or I was lost in mind. You just go, wow, good catch.
Yeah.
Good catch. You with
I
me?
kind of
A lot of
just
people beat themselves up.
yeah, I kind of just laugh at it now when I notice it.
Perfect. Good enough.